deal straight away, and Germany's Thyssenkrupp and India's Tata Steel have reached a final agreement to set up what they call a European steel champion. The companies say they see synergies of 400 to 500 million euros and that the joint venture is for the long term. It is expected to come into effect in 2019. Now, joining us to discuss from Brussels is a Thyssenkrupp chief executive. He's Heinrich Hiesinger. Mr. Hiesinger, thank you so much for joining us on Bloomberg Surveillance. Are you satisfied, more or less, with the outcome of renegotiations over the deal terms? I'm looking at your share price, and it's down some 1%.
Yeah, look, I think the share price, market need to judge it by their own, but they will not do it in one day. I'm satisfied. We brought a 2 years negotiation to a successful end. And what is most important, that we could address the 4 major issues for us. That we really address a structural problem of the steel industry in Europe. That we create substantial value for our shareholders with the synergies you mentioned before, 400 to 500 million a year. That for the majority of our employees, we could secure a more promising future. But the fact that we remain shareholder, it's also a good cultural fit for our transformation.
Okay, what does your largest investor, Cevian Capital, say about this?
Look, I think you need to read or ask them by themselves. I can only, let's say, repeat what Mr. Furberg has outlined over the weekend. He clearly said that he fully understands the industrial logic of that merger. He is seeking for a fast execution, and then definitely he's looking how we sharpen the strategy going forward.
Mr. Hiesinger, could you roughly quantify how much more value you get by receiving 55% of the IPO proceeds?
Look, that is very simple. We clearly said that the 400 to 500 million synergies create a value of at least 5 billion. And that was the reason why we clearly said if we can get a higher share on a company delivering those synergies, then the 55-45 is a meaningful reflection of the different performance which we see right now. And this was also compared by, let's say, external auditors.
Mr. Hiesinger, we talked about Cevian. Have you spoken to Elliott Capital? What kind of conversations are you going to have with Elliott going forward?
Look, please understand that we do not share, let's say, discussion which we have investors here on TV. We are open. We are always, let's say, engaging with our investors and shareholders. But let's say those dialogues, let's say, stay between the investor and us.
All right, one final question, sir. The steel market has rebounded somewhat. Are you expecting it to get better in the next 12 months?
Look, it's extremely difficult to judge the steel market for 12 months. We always said the visibility in that industry probably is a 6 months period, and we are quite optimistic for that 6 months. But it does not change the rationale for the JV, because in the steel industry, let's say ups and downs are a normal part of the cycle. We appreciate and take it positive that we have a more favorable environment, and this makes also the start of the JV an easier one.